Okay, welcome back. Uh, I thought I should talk a little bit about Cotton Classic, our latest acquisition, what we have done and what we will do. First of all, I can say I'm very, very happy for this one. Uh, we strengthen our position very, very much in several countries. So today, you can say on the corporate side, we are or have been for some years market leader in Sweden, Norway, Finland. And also Belgium, Netherlands, but now we can and Switzerland. But now we can also add on Austria, and it's also give us a quite good position to start expanding into the more Eastern Europe. They are quite big in Czech Republic, Slovakia. I shouldn't say big, but established in Slovenia and some more countries there. And also it gives us a much stronger position in Germany. If you look at Germany as a country, we with this acquisition more or less double the sales in Germany, which is a good foundation to continue grow there. It's included in the figures since 1st of September, but we actually start working much earlier. The reason was that we were waiting for the competition authorities in Austria. Was it that, Göran? Yeah. So we couldn't take it in before 1st of September, but we were actually start working to introduce our brand already in July to not lose all that time. And they are in a large number of markets. The only one that really we already had the big market share in was Switzerland. There we now is totally dominant and maybe even too big, I would say. But the other countries is a perfect match to our markets. And it gives us a very good platform for our brands. I mean, we had the company, or have a company, another company in Germany, New Wave Germany, but they are very small in market shares. We have New Wave in Austria, of course, as well, but also very small in market shares. So for our own brand, it's a fantastic chance to grow in several of those countries. And that's also the plan. I mean, to make them really profitable, we need to raise the gross margin, and it's a huge difference. Well, we are running our own brand on 50% or around there, 45 to 50. They are running the external brands they distribute today on an average on 25. So if we can take just 20, if we can keep the cost level and just take 20-25% of the future sales into our brands, it will be a very uh, profitable company. And that's what we aim to do. It's also quite interesting because they have a very low cost base, and I think most of you will recognize that I have said in the past that sometimes we talk too much about gross margin. I mean, New Wave was up when we had even more percentage of the sales in basic items, in percentage of the sales. I think we were up on 13% operating margin on 37% gross margin. So to develop all these brands and design all the products and everything, it's also cost a lot of money. And it's quite interesting to see how they can operate on their wholesale, where they don't develop own products and so on a cost base on 20%, as they do today, or roughly 20. What we have been doing is that we have already introduced a number of products and brands from the group, and we worked against quite a tough deadline because you can say Cotton Classic release a huge catalog in January every year, and then they have a news edition that's all somewhere out on the table if you want to see more, that are out 15th of September. So it was surprising for many competitors that we were the majority with New Wave brands in this edition 15 days after we took over the ownership. But that was the summer work. But we have introduced several of them, and Cutter and back is one example. Of course, it's not full lines. It's an assortment from each. We have click, harvest, harvest and frost, and so on in now. And it has been well received by the clients in Cotton Classic. It's also interesting to see that we have had the products out for or this out now, and they sale and marketing it in 6 weeks. And it was a little bit of a debate inside the group before, because you can say the new Wave companies in the past have been exclusive distributor in each country. And of course, it was some of the people in the organization that didn't like it all, that they will have another distributor that's selling the same thing as they do. So it's interesting to see now after 6 weeks that actually all countries where Cotton Classic is active, where we have subsidiaries, also our subsidiaries have increased the sales in September, October. And I think and I hope it can continue that way, because as more knowledge that the trade get and all the clients get about our brands, it's hopefully also helping not only inside Cotton Classic but also our other business there. So that's what we have done. Next step is that we will expand the number of products from the brands we have already launched, but also launch craft on the corporate side and teamwear, and Tenson and Jobman through Cotton Classic in mid-January. So they will have, from mid-January, they will have not a complete assortment, but a big part of the assortment we have under our own brands. And next thing now that I'm really curious on is how big part of the sales can be in a Wave, and how long time will it take. That it will be a big part in the future, that I'm pretty sure at, but it's always hard to say how long time did it take to transfer some of their clients into new brands then. Volume, of course, we want to grow the business, but when we take in our brands, the goal is not actually to take turnover from their existing brands. The goal is to grow the company, and of course grow the part we have year by year. And we hope and think, I mean, some of the product lines we have, they haven't have brands that compete with either. For example, Cutter and Buck, that grow very quick in Europe now, is on a much higher level, both in quality and price and design, than what they are used to have in their assortment. So we think it can increase also that way. And also, of course, as I mentioned, then if we can take up the gross margin, which we are quite sure we will, then it can be a very, very profitable deal. And this have gone much, much faster than BTC that we acquired in the UK. And it's mainly two reasons. First of all, BTC was outside, or England is outside the EU. So we have a limited use of our stocks in the rest of Europe. And they only actually get competitive with our brands when they have direct business, direct deliveries from Asia, which took some time. And then also I think we have learned, and then we have to be straight, we also, of course, gambled a bit and started the job before we have the permission, but it went well. We also do a lot of preparations for future. We're not 100% sure what we will do there, but we will probably automate the stock. They are located quite close to Hungary, and actually a majority of the warehouse workers at Cotton Classes are Hungarians that come back and forth. But we still think that it's such a big volume. I mean, it was over a billion SEK in sales last year, so we still think right now that it's worth to automate that warehouse. But we also look at warehouse in Germany and or France, And this is a little bit back to what Stefan also say, to use a very old saying, it's good to be global, but we need to act local. And I think we should not act in Germany if we really want to take a big part of the market. We should not act as an Austrian company in Germany. We should be a German company in Germany with German stock and so on. So it can come some investments in second step, but first step is really to use and introduce all our brand first. We are also looking at, but that is not only for Cotton Classic in that case, but we're also looking to set up a decoration center and a warehouse somewhere in Eastern Europe to be able to do decoration. It's quite successful for us in Katranbach in US, and it's also in Ahead in US. And on Top Point, that are hardware, we are just building a big new warehouse factory in Poland. And there we sell, I would say 99% is with print and decorated already to the resellers on the hardware. And we see that some of the printing methods, like screen printing, is so much cheaper to do in low labor countries. So this could be also a big advantage in competition in the future. We actually today, for example, have Swedish clients that buy our T-shirt in Sweden, and we have to send them to Poland, and they print them in Poland and send back to Sweden. So it would be a good thing to also have that, but that's, I would say, both of those are earliest 2027. And it's of course also depending on how Cotton Classic is developing during 26. That was Cotton Classic, and questions? Crystal clear? You must have some question, otherwise we run even more ahead of the shim. Och det kommer hända. Now it's one.
Thank you very much, Niklas Skogman from Nordea again. Maybe we could talk about the time frame for where you see margins sort of approaching. You've said group margins before, but you've also said 15%, and your group target is 20%. So maybe elaborate a bit on the progression of the margin.
I think like Cotton Classic and also BTC will never be among our most profitable companies because it's too much external sales, and the goal is 20, but we have anyway companies doing 25 already, and I think we're doing a good job here if we can take them up to 15% in those two cases, because the gross margin is so much lower, even if the cost level is lower. Also, gross margin is so much lower when you sell Gildan or Fruit of the Loom or the other corporate brands. So I would be happy for those two units with 15. And it will probably take a couple of years. It will go, I'm not surprised or this will go with Cotton Classic much faster than it does in BTC. Because here we can use, we have a warehouse in Austria that can refill Click. We have a warehouse in Germany that also can refill Click and Katranbach and so on. So it's much easier logistic-wise for us to speed this up. Then, of course, it's always depends on how quick will the clients adopt it. But I would say we had a good start. I think we had around 1,000 the first 4 weeks. No, sorry, the first 2 weeks after the introduction. No, 4 weeks it was. We had approx 1,400 clients to Cotton Classic that bought samples, which always is the first step. So it's good response, and but I don't dare to say that. But if we can, let's say like this, could we increase the operating margin by 2-3% a year? Then I think it's quite good. That means 4.5 years until we can be up on 15.
Okay, perfect. And then I think you said that there aren't that many other companies like this out there in Europe. So we shouldn't expect sort of a roll-up of acquisitions of this type, but
It's some.
a few of them out there that are, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it is. No, but you still have you have 2 in Italy, you have 2 in Spain, you have 3 in France, you have 3 in UK, and even if we already had B2C, it could be possible with 1 more there. You have 1 in Netherlands, but personally, I think they are too small to be any idea. And that's basically what you have left in Europe.
Okay, thank you.
And it's moving. I should also maybe add 1 more in, 2 in Germany. But 1 of them is just bought by the competitor that are most like New Wave, a French company that acquired that, also running a mix between external brand and own brands. And actually, that was a company we tried to acquire. When was this? 3 years ago. Yeah. We tried to acquire, but we couldn't agree about the pricing. But of course, the chance is less now than it was before Cotton Classic, because it's not so many left.
Hi Torsten, Emanuel Jansson, Danske Bank here. Is it possible maybe to elaborate a little bit more on how Cotton Classic will strengthen your market position in Germany? Is it particular in the speed of delivery, or how should we view it?
Access to much more clients. They have much more clients than we have. Logistic-wise, it will not improve our brands, because now we have also made automatization in our warehouse in Germany. So if you look at our brands, especially Click and Cut & Back, then they will actually be faster from our German stock than from Cotton Classic. But it's to have the access to the market and get a lot of hopefully new clients, and also offer all their existing clients our brands. And we don't have actually, not even in the countries where we already were big, where they are selling a little bit. We don't have so many same clients actually, because we have been to be on the market. We have been a little bit more high level. I mean, even if Gildan is one of the biggest manufacturers on t-shirts, we never discuss that on our product meeting or board meetings, because we are really not competing with them in that price category and quality category. And Cotton Classic have, for example, a lot of smaller screen printers that need to have access to more than, for example, the Click brand. It's not enough, because if they only work with Click, they can't offer the cheaper items. So I think it's quite many new clients for us as well. New products for them, and hopefully new clients for us.
And is it then possible also to maybe quantify or how your market position is today in Europe within promoware? What's your market share thanks to the acquisition of Cotton Classic? If that's possible.
You can say, I can come back with that, but you can say we are definitely market leaders now. As I said, in Sweden, Norway, Finland. I think we are number 3, probably in Denmark. We are number 1 in Belgium, Netherlands, Switzerland, and Switzerland now is we will be extremely strong, or totally dominating if you have both Cotton Classic and New Wave CH. And then we were quite small in Austria, but with them we also become the market leader in Austria now. And Germany, I would say we have still small market shares, even if we double the sales on the German market. Czech Republic, they are quite strong. And they have a good foundation they are not market leaders, but they have a good foundation in Slovakia, in Slovenia, and so on. We hope also we can expand in Italy. I mean, Italy has been one of our most profitable companies for 20 years. But we still have a small market shares, and the one that have the market shares there is more or less a competitor to Cotton Classic, and that type of assortment we haven't offered before. So it will strengthen the whole region there in a good way, and also give new opportunities to go to the east.
Perfect, thank you. And last question, you talked about the external brands. What kind of opportunity do you see there? Is it because of the price differentiation you want to have in the offering towards your customers, and how will that split be within like 5 years?
Yeah, I think to be able to really catch up those type of clients that we don't have to 100% today, we need also to offer this type of products and quality range and price range. And I think that also hopefully due to our size, we can maybe increase the gross margin a little bit, not much because it should be split between two, but maybe also increase the existing brands with some percentage. So I think it's very, very interesting, and to be a complete supplier we need it, and we have chosen always to don't use distributors with Click or with Harvest or with our brands, which means also that the distributors have tried to find, not always succeeded, far away from that, but they have tried to take in other more expensive brands than ours, and then of course we lose sales also that way. So I think it's a very good complement. I hope you can count there, but if we should go to 15% profit, operating profit, and we have 20% cost level, we need to raise the gross margin average by 10%. And I haven't count myself how much must be own brands in that case, but what can it be, to 20% or something that need to be our own brands relative others to reach that. So it's not it's not any fantasy numbers we need to reach before it's very, very profitable.
Great.
But it's a job that should be done, and as I said, it's always difficult to say how long time it's take for the clients to adopt it. You can say, I know I said when you heard, a few 2 years ago or something, we talked about craft, and now Stefan made the presentation of craft, and we're growing there very, very fast. But some of you maybe remember that the clients to us, they told us to close down and not even try in football because it was a cross-country brand. It was not a football brand. No one in football want to wear craft. It took some years, but it's not like that any longer. So the hard time is to say, will it take 2 years or will it take 3 and 4 or 4? And that we don't know. But it will be anyhow much faster than it's in BTC, thanks to that we could start so quick. I mean, in BTC, the first products went into their assortment, and that was only the first ones. It took more than 1 year. And also it's first now in January next year they have a complete assortment. So I think that complete assortment from our group will be actually the same time for Cotton Classic and BTC to offer to the market, even if we acquired them years later.
Thank you, that's very helpful. Thank you very much.